Hello everyone. So this afternoon I will be presenting to you this video that talks about importance by using 8 scenario role plays for customer service training. So we know that being a employee or a manager will be a challenging task. So especially when they're meant to deal with customers daily, and not all customers are the same that are polite. Some can be quiet, rude, or easily short-tempered. So this is meant to provide some sort of guidance or advice to any new employees or managers, or or about to deal with many kinds of different customers. So let's begin. So, in customer service, it is the general practice in any form of management, whether hotel, restaurant, malls, or etc. It is the ability of an employee to be able to provide the best offer and support to customers, and also give them a satisfying experience. And this is also meant to provide and offer a good customer relationship based on the company's products you intend to sell to them. So we know that customer service is the mission of every company out there that is has a single sacred task, and that is making sure that every customer needs are met, and also making sure that the customers will be satisfied with what they have been offered and given. So this to establish a friendly new trust between the company and also the customers themselves, who will be repeatedly coming back to buy more products every day. What makes customer service is very important, and why does every employee require training? This is a reason that and serves as a reminder that customer service is the reason why the company has been growing every time when they're able to successfully meet their customers' needs and be able to establish a stable and good customer service. And also this is to make sure that the employees themselves will avoid causing many kinds of misunderstandings and mistakes that might cause some bad tension between them and the customer, as the customer are the reason why the company's income has been piling in. So it's always important that you should be able to make sure that your relationship with your customers is remains peaceful and harmonious, and making sure that all day you'll be able to understand what they want, and also if they are upset, you'll be able to find ways in how to regain their trust and also their faith that you as a employee you'll be able to provide any important solutions that they will be able to be um, satisfied. And also training is an important practice that every employees has to be able to achieve, and that is making sure that they'll be able to get the necessary skills and the knowledge needed to be able to handle any kinds of situation when it comes to customer service. So what is the importance of doing role-playing scenarios? This is where this practice comes in, called the role-playing scenarios. This is a simulation between the employees in order to be able to experience how they'll be able to meet some different kinds of customers and be able to learn a lot of things by or any useful guidance that will allow them to be able to handle the customers demands, and also avoid making any mistakes, and also they'll be able to maintain consistency in their services. So here are some 8 kinds of role-playing scenarios. So scenario 1, we have the impatient customer. The impatient customer is the situation when the customer orders a product online that is still hadn't received after its expected delivery date. So this will cause the customer to angrily demand a refund, but should be important that these things can happen, especially that you'll be able to you're about to be blamed, and because of this scenario you should be apologetic and to the customer by providing an example such as this, that if the customer asks that they've ordered the product around 2 weeks ago and they're wondering why it's already been past 3 days since their original order delivery, so you should be reply by apologizing to them, and that you'll be able to give them a refund as a way that they'll be able to understand that you and your company might be having some technical difficulties, and also you'll be able to give them a 10% discount on their next purchase as a means for them to um, maintain their trust and faith about your company's way of service. So next is the scenario. The second scenario is the dissatisfied customer. Happens when the customer purchases a new gadget like a phone or laptop, but the product failed to comply with the characteristics specified by its manufacturer, and instead of offering a refund, you should find out the cause of their dissatisfaction, and you should recommend a better alternative. So here's an example below, that they're able to the customer is unsatisfied because the platform of there is newly bought gaming laptop isn't really working well. So the representative responds by saying that greeting them politely and also making sure they maintain a positive demeanor, that they'll be able to um, they'll be able to give some exchange or recommend another different kind of model that is more efficient and more functional compared to the one that has some issues. So this will make the customer be able to be positive and be happy about how they're being replied and advised by the representative of the employee who handles the service. Scenario is the angry customer. So happens when the customer is upset and yelling over the phone because of software problems, and they'll be completely way too overwhelmed by their emotions, because you know that not all customers have calm composure and they tend to lose their temper. So the way to handle this is there are two cases, that if the issue is on the client side, so as the representative or the employee for this case, that you should apologize, sympathize with the customer, that about their feelings, about they're upset about the older software. So you should also recommend them to try by like this example, that send them a link for the latest software so it's not outdated, and they'll be able to take a retry. And if ever they still have problems, don't be afraid to inform them, notify them if problems are still happening. So that's case number one. In case number two, the company is at fault. So in this scenario, you should give them just like the scenario giving where you will give them a discount or a refund. So in this case though, you need to give them 80% discount, because this is almost a serious scenario, because the customer has been livid, and if you're not going to give them a special discount, and they might be even more upset and completely abandon their intentions and might transfer to another shop instead. So in scenario number 4 is the frugal customer. This is where the customer starts to complain about the price of the product goes way beyond their expected budget. So this is where they will complain to the representative that they'd like to buy this car, but they'll instead pass because the price of let's just say the car is way too expensive. And as a representative or the employee, you must inform them the reason why the price is that high. Is because that car is a new model. It has a lot of new upgrades, such as this, that like car's fuel is very efficient, and the car itself is very durable, and also it can achieve up to 48 mpg, or that miles per hour, I'd say, on the highway. So it's very fast and also very um, late late modeled. So this reason you can explain to them that if they're not happy with it, also they're not happy with it, they will be you'll be able to inform them that you'll be happy to offer them 0% financing for the next 8 years in case the cars price will be changed. So and this gives them options about picking other kinds of cars that might be cheaper. Well, it's up to them if they want to still insist in buying this kind of model. So that's how you handle the frugal customers. Scenario 5 is that when you don't know the answer, this is one of the employees or the manager's worst nightmares, that they're not be able to give a reply or response to the customer's complaints, and this is a really bad spot for the customer service because it will destroy the consistency and the reputation of a company the moment that one of the employees is unable to make any solutions to the customer's demands if ever there's a problem. So if the customer complains about something, you'll be instead of saying that I don't know, that you can recommend telling them by recommending them to different kinds of products, but all still belongs to a similar brand, because you know that your company doesn't only stick with one product, it has a lot of products. So there must be other kinds of products out belongs to your company that still has a effective and decent efficiency that will meet the customer satisfaction. So scenario 6 is the defective product customer. This is what happens when the customer arrives in your store and complains about the recent purchases, and instead of jumping to conclusions and place the blame on the customer, you should empathize with their feelings, and also you should be mindful that they're actually looking for a exchange against over a refund. So in order to close this deal, you should first apologize to them and give them a solution by means of such as they'll be able to apologize that your company might be experiencing some issues, and if ever give them some time that the product that they wanted will be met the moment the company will be able to send a new and refurbished product. So it's all about time and patience, and also making sure that the customer wouldn't lose his trust and composure over your complaints. So that's how you handle a defective product customer. So scenario 7 is the feature request customer. This is the scenario when the customer offers a feedback that is not aimed to insult your company's products performance or what it shows, but they'll be able to provide some helpful insights that you can be able to recommend, inform your company's superiors that this is what the customer wants. So take it as don't take it as some sort of insult, but take it as a useful assist from the customer, since this is a customer relationship, and the customer is just doing their responsibility to make sure that your company's products will continue to rise as a effective effective product of a company. So for case number 1 is when your company can add more functionality. So you should listen to what the customer's feedback is, and also tell them what they want for your company to improve, such as the resources, their tools, or such as transportation, if they want a faster delivery that's more efficient, or any other things that is beneficial. So that's case number 1. In case number 2, if your company can't add more functionality, so if this happens, just take the customer's advice, but apologize to them that it won't be able to reach to their exact what that they intended to, but it will take time. So just inform them that your company is listening to their recommendations. So it will take time for them to start planning for on how they'll be able to meet up with the customers' wants and needs or suggestions. Last scenario is scenario 8 is when the customer violates your terms of service. This happens when a customer purchases a VPN service and violates the rules by installing it in multiple devices. So you should you might think that the customer is some sort of scammer or hacker, so you should avoid suspecting them that they're committing a crime. Otherwise, you might break their trust and bond with your company. So instead, you should give them a message that they have heard that you have heard that they have violated your company's terms of service. So you need to empathize about the reasons why they're doing it. So they might be intending to upgrade one of their multi-device packages instead as a means to boost or improve your company's products, your terms of services. So accept, empathize with their reasons, and don't accuse them immediately that they're committing a crime, and also that you'll give them a right package, a new improved refurbished package, and you'll be able to inform your higher seniors or superiors about what the customer is doing, and they're just doing it as a means because they have an important reason, and they're not doing it because they are scammers. So that's how you deal with the last scenario, and that's all for the 8 scenarios of role playing. So that's all for this video, and thank you all for listening, and I hope you learned something about dealing with different kinds of customers when it comes to customer service. And should be mindful that customers are the main source of income for your company's growth, and also this is why the company's reputation always keeps improving, because the customers are not only there to purchase, but they're also to observe and provide useful advices for your company's way of service. So take them as a assistants, as more like a business partner, not just a customer. They're also business partners. So thank you for watching, and goodbye, and God bless.